Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rekt Capital and welcome back to the channel. We'll be talking about the golden cross, which is now here for Bitcoin's price action. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future and let's dive right in. The golden cross is here, but it was here also a month ago. Notice how these are the EMAs right over here. The blue one is the 50-day EMA and this is the 200-day EMA in black. The EMA Golden Crossover occurred in mid-August, and this is the simple moving average Golden Cross occurring exactly 1 month later. And the reason I use the EMA is because it has a greater sensitivity to price fluctuations, and as a result, it is a better predictor of future trends because the EMA adds more weight to recent price fluctuations than the SMA. And you can see that in the death cross, for instance. So right over here, you see a curl up in the 50-day EMA to, of course, make this death cross go away with a new golden cross last month. But you can see that on the SMA, you can see that this is a hooping, a real massive curl up, which takes much more time to just invalidate this SMA death cross with this SMA golden cross. So you can see how the EMA is, even though it's still a lagging indicator, it's a better predictor than the SMA golden cross or death cross. And you can see how these price fluctuations, the EMA better accommodates them. So there was a lot of feedback, fervent feedback that why am I not using SMAs? And I think this is proof in the pudding why I prefer to use EMAs, because they do tend to precede trends, or at least foresee those trends before they've happened on the SMA, for instance. So, of course, in the defense of people who do prefer SMAs, in around mid-June, you saw a death cross on the SMAs. And a death cross happened on the EMAs in late June. So the SMAs actually predicted a EMA death cross. So in that case, the SMAs were a better predictor of that trend. But when it comes to this new gold cross, there is an entire month that this golden cross was preceded compared to the SMA golden cross. So while the SMA preceded the EMA death cross by around a week, we're seeing that the golden cross has been preceded by the EMA golden cross by exactly 1 month. So in sum, the EMA is either similar to the SMA when it comes to crossovers, or is a better predictor because those crossovers happen much sooner than SMA crossovers. I hope that makes sense. But generally, what I want to focus on, and I'll be focusing on the EMA crossovers from now on, because that's personally what works better for me. If SMAs work better for you, that's perfectly fine as well. For me, EMAs are the way to go. You notice that whenever we see golden crossovers, we tend to see fantastic price appreciation. These two EMAs run in parallel. And I want to touch upon that topic because this is the mid-cycle correction of 2013. And during this crash, you didn't see any EMA crossovers taking place. You don't see a death cross. You don't see a golden cross. These EMAs just tend to narrow. They narrow closer to one another, but still maintain their parallel nature in ascending to new all-time highs. But then where things get complicated is where we see that first death cross, then a golden cross, and then a death cross again to confirm that bear market. And what I wouldn't want Bitcoin to be in a position right now is where we tend to see, all these false crosses like we saw in that preceding bear market, apologies. So here we see quite a few crossovers, death cross, golden cross, whatever, but ultimately a bear market. And here, of course, in 2018, you see a death cross and then almost a golden cross, but ultimately the 50-day EMA rejects from the 200-day EMA resulting in a bear market. So right over here, we're seeing a death cross and now a golden cross. What we wouldn't want to see is Bitcoin just dropping and this golden cross being invalidated and potentially seeing yet another death cross. And if we do see a death cross, should Bitcoin really just drop to lower levels, the most important thing would be this 29K region. That 29K region can't be lost. That's a 4-year cycle support from which we've seen a fantastic recovery from. But as long as a death cross occurs, but the 29K region holds here, there's nothing to be worried about because that 4-year cycle support is going to be supporting this bull market uptrend. And we've seen that on this occasion where we saw a death cross and then rallying into that, retracing into that 29K region, but ultimately recovering from there. 29K, wherever golden cross or death cross occurs, as long as 29K holds, then we won't see further downside. This is the most important level holding up the bull market uptrend, because if we lose 29K, then 20K would probably be the next support region, and we've never actually seen previous old all-time highs become retested as a support. So breaking down from 29K would be an anomalous event if we look at that tendency of previous old all-time highs never being tested as support, but also the 4-year cycle would be disrupted in a pretty crucial way. In any case, no need to worry about that at the moment because the golden cross has happened. So the EMA crossover has preceded this SMA golden cross by 1 month. So no real news here, but the most important thing here is that these EMAs don't cross over back into a death cross, because that's typically what we tend to see before new bear markets. Like you see over here, death cross, almost a golden cross, but no, not really rejection. But perhaps a better period that showcases this is where we see loads of death crosses, golden crosses, and a death cross to finally confirm that downtrend. Really important that this current golden cross doesn't transition into a new death cross. And at the moment, so far so good, these two EMAs are running in parallel and Bitcoin is finding support at the 50-day EMA. And the 50-day is a really important indicator for just supporting uptrends, technical uptrends for Bitcoin. And at the moment, we're holding this EMA quite nicely for a few days now. So the golden cross is here, but it's also been here for a month or so. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed this one, just to see more content like this going forward. I'm Rekt Capital and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak to you soon.